Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the Gambit Spotting podcast. Today's episode is Thievin, Fightin, and Flirtin, Gambit's Other Skills. Today is going to be our special Halloween episode, so for those of you that are not tuning in on the camera, you are really missing out. My name is Meg, aka Punker Ducky, and today I am dressed as a pinata.
Beautiful.
I just realized Vonnie can't see, so Vonnie, why don't you go ahead and tell people what your costume is today?
Hi, I'm Vonnie, aka Marvel Millennial, and my costume is Magneto, the father figure. Hence, there is nothing on screen.
It's just an empty chair.
Yeah. Accurate.
She
Beautiful.
wins, actually. But
Yeah.
I can't compete with that.
I don't know why the rest of us tried.
I know. Forget it.
Right, Riley, over to you. Tell us about your costume and where to find you.
Alright, so yes, I'm Riley. Instagram, Cajun Cajole Art, and everywhere else, Cajun Hawk or Cajun_Hawk. And I am Gambit with Dragon Friend.
Is there a context for the Dragon Friend, or is he just Dragon Friend?
It's the dragon.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Is it Lockheed?
Sorry.
Is that supposed to be Lockheed?
No. It's
Or is
the
this a
dragon
generic
that he got the eye from.
Oh! See,
Wow.
we're all operating on
my-
no brain cells today. This is going to go great.
I quit.
Saturang?
Yes,
Sure,
thank
whatever.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
didn't
so
recognize it
much.
because he keeps changing his appearance. Full circle.
End card.
So hi, I'm Liv. I am calling the spirits on Instagram, and today I am kind of going for the vibes because today was chaotic. But we're going with kind of a post-Deathbit crop top Gambit inspired look, and I'm in a hotel room, and everything is really freaking constrictive because I'm sacrificing a lot to cover New York Comic Con for you guys.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you
And
for
we
your
love you.
sacrifice. Alright, so today we're going to go into Gambit's other abilities. So we've been covering the last couple of episodes his power set, and today we're going to start going into kind of the other stuff that he does that's not necessarily power related. So, the big one, and the thing that I think Gambit's primarily known for, is he steals shit. We've seen this time and again since his introduction to comics that he likes to just steal things. And he is a master thief. He is debated to be, I think right now, Prince of the Thieves Guild. He was
I think still king.
and then they kind of were like, oh no, there's like a story about it, and he's not the king anymore, but they haven't really elaborated on that, so I'm not exactly sure where we're at right now. But he has been a member of the Thieves Guild since he was a small child, and moving forward in continuity has been in charge of it or a prince under his father several times. So things that he has stolen, speaking of dragons, he stole the left eye of power, the magical amulet from the dragon Cyttorak. I don't know how to pronounce that. Cyttorak?
I think it's Saturn. I don't know. This might be like a Smaug situation.
Right.
He also still has that eye on him, and it's given him the ability to use some mystical powers, and he's using it as like a transporting system. There's a lot of shit that happens to that eye.
It opens a giant sky beam portal.
Sky beam portal. Okay, that's what we're going.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks really cool too, and it's the other eye. Doctor Strange has the Eye of Agamotto, which is the other one. Are they both Eye of Agamotto, or is it left eye of power and Eye of Agamotto?
I think that it's the right and left eyes.
So
I don't know nothing about that, so.
No, yeah. That's new to me.
it's still pretty new, so I think we get a pass on that.
Yeah.
That's still unfolding. May or may not turn him into a cannibal at some point. But
As long as the cats are fine.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
Main thing.
they might taste like chicken. We'll find out, I guess. Maybe, or not.
Man.
I don't know. Who knows?
Other stuff that he has stolen that is notable is the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak. He attempted to steal it for New Sun during that whole New Sun comic arc that we went into the 2 episodes ago. He's also stolen the Macan Crystal during the Age of Apocalypse storyline. He formed a band of thieves known as the Xternals. Really good arc. If you haven't read it, you guys should go
It's a good arc.
look into that now. It's amazing. He was tasked by Magneto to steal the Macan Crystal to save their reality, an endeavor that required him to give up his love for Rogue. Which
that
apparently may or
crystal?
may not be erased with the new series coming out. I'm not sure how that's
With
happening.
that crystal, is that the same Am I right in believing that that is the Phoenix gem as well? So in the
Yes.
animated series, it's where he goes to Rogue, obviously. You like it, share, I'll get you one for Xmas. That is the same one, isn't it? Oh, right.
Which is so cute.
Fit a whole galaxy in there?
Yeah.
All kinds of shit there. So much room for
funny.
activities. He has also stolen in Excalibur a magic set of tarot cards that may or may not have bit him in the ass later. We'll leave that up to you to read that arc if you haven't already. Spoiler alert, it absolutely does bite him in the ass.
I think anytime you say may or may
However,
not, it does. It does.
It's going to, yeah. It's just know that. I'm lying to you guys. I'm trying to not just spoil everything, but, you know, you'll get to it. And there's so many comics that if you're just starting, by the time you got to it, you will have forgotten about it. And then you're like, oh, that's right. So, you're welcome. Mr. Sinister's Diaries. This is actually one of my favorite little things that he has stolen, because it goes back to one of the Weapon X origin comic. They show Gambit during his childhood and his first interactions with Sinister, and he actually steals diaries from the Weapon X facility with the intent of bringing them back to Mr. Sinister, and then he realizes, hey, these probably shouldn't be in this guy's hands, and so he destroys them instead and says, oops, my bad, I never found them. So, good for him. He has also stolen a power dampening collar for a client, which was thwarted by Wolverine. However, I feel like he would have stolen that for his own personal life if given the opportunity. Who says that's the only power dampening collar he ever tried to steal or did?
Hey. Was it?
He has stolen.
So he can do some embracing.
Sorry, Vonnie just raised the pineapple for those that can't see. The disembodied
Finish
hand.
my sentence.
Disembodied hand has raised the pineapple.
She's just stopping you right there. She's like, no, we're not.
Would you? I'm concerned what you were going to say. You got the pineapple that early.
I was just saying so they could do some embracing.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that was tamer than I thought it was going to be. May have been redacted slightly to keep him from getting the pineapple again. See, he's also stolen an Iron Man suit, and he used his skills to bypass Tony Stark's security system. That's a big deal, because, you know, Tony Stark theoretically should be really good at that security stuff, so if Gambit could break into that, that's pretty awesome.
You're a failure, Tony.
Another time, I think it was Mr. and Mrs. X, he breaks into something with, like, the laser... No, sorry, it's X-Men the End. Breaks through this whole thing with, like, a laser security setup, just like, bloop, 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 like, no big deal. So he's really good at that kind of stuff. While working as a bounty hunter, he attempted to steal Magneto's helmet, but was unsuccessful. You know what, I'm going to count that anyway, because I just enjoy him stealing anything from Magneto. That just...
He should, yeah.
He
Plus,
should.
it's a dorky looking helmet.
It
is.
Did you guys ever
Sorry,
notice,
not
like,
sorry.
I
I said what I said.
The shape of it very much...
Oh, yeah.
It's
I've
like
always noticed.
dick-shaped. I'm just putting that
Yeah,
out there. It's got the two eye holes and the...
Well, I mean,
You know,
he
I
is a
didn't notice that
dickhead,
before.
so...
He is a dickhead.
Excuse me, will you not make fun of my helmet, thank you?
Listen, get a new helmet. I won't have to steal
get a
it.
new helmet!
Absentee father.
Yeah. What are your kids' names, Magneto, huh? Can you remember?
Wanda. That's it.
Yeah,
just Wanda.
basically.
Oh.
Not wrong.
Okay, I
Not wrong.
suck at French, so I'm gonna try my best to say this next one. La Tolle du Tricherie? That's probably wrong.
I think you need to, in post, just dub over whatever
dub
you
over-
just
Get
said.
someone to actually French to say it and just dub it in.
Just
get
get Google
Google
to
to
do it.
Just
Yeah,
have
just
your
Google
mouth
to do it.
moving
That's
very
fine.
out of sync, but flawless French. Yes.
What is it? In post? Just edit that in post.
Just
Yes.
dub, but yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
just
tried,
edit that in post.
okay? I'm a white girl from California, and I do not have any accent, really, so I try my best, but it's just sad.
I did do it
sad
in school,
noises.
but I forgot it all, so...
Anyway, it's called the Cheating Star Pendant, and it was a rite of passage for the Thieves Guild when he was younger. Another thing that he has stolen, which is epic and should be referenced all the time, is he stole the Batmobile in the Marvel vs. DC crossover.
Sweet.
Him and
That's
Wolverine
sweet.
stole it, and
That's
high five for that.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
These last two are semi-related. He stole Rogue's heart.
Aww.
While not literal theft, Gambit consistently described as having stolen Rogue's heart, referring to their long-term and complicated romance. I feel like that's one of the most appropriate things that he's stolen. And
Yes.
lastly, Kitty Pryde and Colossus' wedding. After they called up their wedding, Gambit basically was like, hey, everybody's here, you want to get married? And Rogue said, sure. So they ended up stealing basically everything as an X-Men Gold number 30, and they rehashed it again a little bit and went a little bit more depth in the beginning of Mr. and Mrs. X number 1. So,
listen, as somebody who is currently planning a wedding, one, if shit went off the rails and got canceled and my friends were like, hey, can we just go ahead and use these thousands and thousands of dollars of vendors that you can't cancel? I would say absolutely yes. Two, if that happened, I would 100% swoop in. Absolutely no hesitation. This shit's stressful. You give me a pre-planned wedding that fell through, I'm taking that. I do not blame him one bit.
It's like, think of all the things and time and money I can save and just go straight to the honeymoon. That's just...
Literally everything's there. It's already paid for. Yeah.
There's not really a lose in the situation.
No.
Everything was just going to go to waste anyway.
No.
So
yeah.
It's more recycling versus straight up stealing, I think.
Upcycling.
Yeah.
Upcycling.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, over the course of his history, obviously he's stolen a lot more things. He probably steals something, I would guess, like once every 4 to 5 comics. I feel like he's taking something or doing something along those lines.
Just
like, it's a
pockets.
very, very heavy part of his character arc. I think he actually tried to steal something in Jeff the Land Shark, the last one. To get even, by the way, for that cock-blocking ass shark getting in between him and Rogue when they were having a moment. But he tried to steal a diamond, and Rogue was like, give that back to him. So she knows that he steals shit, and she's like, I know that you took that. Like, just give it back. As a good wife should, keep him in line a little bit. Let him have his fun, though. She also let him steal shit in Excalibur.
Yeah.
So,
just
like, here, honey, go for it.
He needs enrichment.
Yeah, it's like enrichment for his enclosure.
Exactly.
Gifted intellect is the next skill set. He uses brains and talking to avoid fights a lot. Like, he's a strategist. I can't fucking talk today. He is a strategist that uses his brain more than his brawn a lot. Like, he can fight, don't get me wrong, we're gonna get into that, but he is really good at kind of like thinking things out and having a plan and talking things out and using other methods to get through stuff. So I think that's a really important thing that people seem to miss with him, is that sometimes, especially given the writer, that like the characterization makes him kind of dumb. Again, that's very dependent on the writer. Usually the ones that don't like him, that are, self-inserting themselves into Rogue and don't want Gambit in the picture. But writers that write him and write him well will take advantage of that, and they will make him smart and cunning and like have that forethought and be able to plan things. And writers that don't like him treat him like a dumbass. It is in canon, though, that he is a strategist and can... Why is that word so hard today?
I don't know.
Strategery.
Strategery. We're just...
Strategy.
I give up. Words are hard.
So outside of being good at the strategy, also, I think it was in the 99 run that he's got like a lot of just kind of random background knowledge. Like he's a well-learned guy, because there's something about a comment about a bridge that was being built. I forget which one it was, but he's like basically commenting on like the engineering of the bridge. And Courier is with him, and he's like dropping this random nuggets of knowledge of this bridge, and he's like, yeah, do you want to know how the locks in the Panama Canal work? Like, so he's got some good technical knowledge as well, and I think he just doesn't flaunt it all the time. It's kind of it's there if needed, but he doesn't like constantly use it.
That makes sense. So I also think that if he did, he would just be more smug than he already is. So we would have to something has to bring him down a touch periodically.
Right.
He can't be hot and smart and good at fighting and good at everything else. Like, there has to be...
yeah, then he's going to get boring at that point as well. I mean,
there has
like,
to be
that's...
a little bit of...
Yeah.
This next section is going to get us all in trouble. At least the women, I feel. So we're going to discuss...
Yep.
Gambit's agility. I'm just waiting for Liv to say something. I'm watching her face. It's happening.
I didn't say anything.
No, but you went like this.
Don't plan it. Don't plan it.
Plotting already.
Yes.
Agility is
on.
the other thing that is used heavily in Gambit's fights, basically. Like, he is a very agile person. He is known to move fast and accurately. In Excalibur and Uncanny X-Men number 276, he literally dodged bullets. He has caught a knife midair. This is one of my favorite things. In the Uncanny X-Men 267, he catches a knife midair while holding a cigarette. He drops the cigarette, catches the knife, re-catches the cigarette, and puts it back in his mouth. And that is that is a skill. Like, I can't even walk a straight line half the time, and that man's like, didn't even drop his smoke, right? Like, it was still, like, hovering midair when he caught it. Like, it's not like it fell on the ground and he picked it up. Like, that's just, it's amazing.
I now need to see that in, like, the MCU.
And
Yeah, live action.
absolutely. Like, give us
Because
this.
all that as soon as you were describing that, I'm picturing like the Bucky move, the where he drops the knife and catches it again, which is endlessly hot. So just adding like the cigarette drop into that, like that would be amazing. I don't know what sound that was, but I was
making
tired.
that sound in my
I'm
head,
sorry.
so-
It was a pineapple sound, is what it was. There you go.
Kids,
Thank
you're
you, Vonnie.
curious what sound a pineapple makes. It's
Thank
that
you,
sound.
Vonnie.
Oh, Lord. This is going about as well as I thought it was going to.
Oh my god.
So another thing
We do what we
with his
can.
agility, in several different comics, notably from the Marvel Vault number 1 and Gambit Volume number 3, number 2, like bouncing multi-story buildings. So he either starts at the top and like bounces down and like kind of ricochets back and forth between floors and lands on the ground like woohoo, or the other way around where he's jumping up.
So Tigger.
Tigger, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. Bouncy, bouncy.
He literally went ooh.
Mm-hmm.
The bouncy is better in the pinata costume. You guys can't see it, but it has little horns, and they're just...
The little tassels off the horns.
I know.
I've been trying so hard.
Meg's killing me over here. She's
This
killing
is
me.
not a costume for anyone that has neurodivergency, because
Oh my god.
it's just... There's a lot happening in here. The only time where we haven't seen that work, there was I think it was in either All New Wolverine or X-23, where Gambit jumped off a building, and it was like a one-story, he landed on his legs, and he was like, had a damn I'm old moment, which, same. Like,
Relatable.
like, I am not a teenage girl and shouldn't be jumping on the
Yeah.
building, and yet here I am.
Like, I just get out of bed and I'm like, nope, not again. I'm not doing that again.
So presumably he felt that one tomorrow, but generally he's pretty good with the agility and jumping off of multi-story buildings and off of single-story. The other agility time where it's used and referenced heavily is the basketball scene in X-Men 91 number 4, which is, I think, one of my favorite moments, just in general in Gambit and Rogue history. Rogue actually called him out for using his agility to beat everybody during that basketball game and cheat, but it was just his natural athletic ability, baby. Take that for what it's worth. She also basically gives him the finger in that comic, and they make it look like she's just pointing.
Like pointing?
That's a pointing. Depending on your interpretation,
Pointing.
she's basically
Pointing.
flipping him off, and that was
Yeah.
confirmed by several people.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That was the intent behind that, and it just slipped past editorial. But he says, no, she's just pointing. So, kudos to Jim Lee for that. On many of his Marvel bios, he is described as either having peak human or near superhuman agility. So it's right there on the cusp of being superhuman. Even when he was powerless in Extreme X-Men number 19, he was able to fight and outmaneuver Beast. So that is something that happens a lot with him. Even if he's powered or depowered, he's very agile and very quick. Flirting. This is also...
Is that a
man
power?
flirts with everything. Like, not everybody can do that, but
Okay,
technically
alright.
speaking. So, as we've discussed, Gambit has that mental influence where he can sway people in his favor. So that is one thing. But he also has that natural, like, flirty, charismatic kind of behavior, which used in conjunction with that influence, like, if people weren't sold before, like, he really has that ability to kind of like get them to listen to him, and he banters back and forth with them, and he's just very charismatic. He uses flirting to his advantage to gain access, favor, and leverage or trust from people. He's also an equal opportunity flirt. He flirts with women and men, including a priest in Gambit Volume 2, issue number 2, and his gender-shifting friend Courier in both male and female form. To be fair, I also harass my friends in either form, so I understand how that one can go. And also, there was a weird moment in, I think it's the Dakin comic, Dakin number 8. Like, him and Dakin are talking, and they were, like, kind of fighting, and then he was like, do you like bad men? And Dakin was like, yeah. And it just, I don't know, something about that moment, I was like, what
it got very intense very fast, yeah.
Yeah, like, I can't tell if it's, like, angry or horny or what is happening there, but there was a moment where I was like, oh, that could go either way. And then they just kind of moved on kicking each other's ass. So, there's definitely a vibe of some form. I'm not sure what the vibe is, but there's a vibe that is being put down in that. Whether there's any serious intent behind the same-sex flirting is actually not explicitly or officially stated in canon. There has been debate as to whether or not if he's just like flirting to get his way, which a lot of people tend to believe, or if he's actually bisexual. And there's some writers, I think Asmus from Gambit 2012 was leaning towards making him bisexual, and editorial kind of poo-pooed it. So based on your like interpretation, it's still very open. It can go either way. It's never actually been defined as yes or no, but he does historically flirt with basically anything. Alien, human, male, female. He's I would say up on the level of like Deadpool with flirting. Maybe a little bit more. But whether or not he actually acts on any of that flirting, we've only ever seen him really acting on it with Rogue and with females in canon. The other skill that Gambit has is he's a master marksman. He is extremely skilled at throwing small objects with great accuracy, as we have seen. He can hit things on the regular with playing cards, also with tarot cards, and with basically anything he gets a hold of. The tarot cards were from Excalibur Volume 4, and again, playing cards are basically every comic, barring his first appearance. He's also thrown the in-universe equivalent of Pokemon cards in Uncanny X-Men number, I think it was 4 in 2025. I'm not 100% certain on the exact issue for that one, but he did throw that little girl's Pokemon cards, which everybody else was upset about because they seemed to realize that there was some kind of inherent value to those, and Gambit's just like, fuck it, I'm throwing it, I don't care.
It's like, she's got a whole stack of them. I can just, like, infinite ammo.
Look at this. They're all so nice in this box where they're supposed to be safe.
Yeah, there's little drawings on them, little monsters.
Other than cards, he has thrown a wide range of small objects, including throwing spikes in his first appearance, ball bearings in Mr. and Mrs. X, gold bars. The disembodied hand has just raised up. Gambit spitting out a ball bearing, Mr. and Mrs. X. He's thrown gold bars in Gambit number 3 from 1993, a can of beans in All New Wolverine number 18, which I will make sure everyone knows about until I die. Like that. The beans.
Bush's baked beans.
And then his reaction, he's like, damn, I gotta start throwing beans more often. Like,
I have a question on that. Are beans organic?
The can's not. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Okay, so he's blowing up the can. What about the beans?
I feel like the can would take the beans out.
Yeah.
Were the beans alive?
Am I gonna have to do the jingle?
No, I do not have the brain cells for that.
Okay. Alright.
There's no deep science corner today. Liv hasn't slept.
I'm running on 3 hours of sleep and vibes.
I mean, isn't that how con usually works?
Yes.
That's how that happens. He's thrown knives in multiple issues, and he's also surprisingly accurate. I'm gonna say this out. Someone making a face. Surprisingly accurate with his mouth from close range. Using chewing gum in Gambit Volume 3, Issue number 1. He spit gum in the Executioner's face. Ball bearings, as we just saw in Mr. and Mrs. X. And toothpicks in Storm and Gambit Curse the Mutants number 1. Which is also a great little issue if no one has seen that.
That is.
It was kind of like a one-off, non-main storyline story, but it was really good. Does anybody else have any random examples of things that he has thrown with accuracy that we have left off there, or is that...
I think there was sand in... I want to say it was the 99 run? It's the one before that. Yeah, because
he did do sand.
Whenever the like star chick shows up on the beach, and he's like, "Oh, haha! I can just charge up all of the sand on the beach."
What's that?
That's exactly how he gets sand. I mean, that's a valuable weapon for him to carry around.
Yeah.
Ha
Pocket sand. What is that from? What is pocket sand from? I can't remember.
King of the Hill.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Man, I completely forgot about that. All right. Gambit is also an expert master martial artist. He's a profound fighter, often employing martial arts, street fighting, and acrobatics. He's adept at savate? Savate? Anybody correct me on that? We all know my French is shitty.
I feel like this should have been researched beforehand, and we're gonna have to dub it over in post.
I'm just winging it at this point.
I would go with savate because it sounds more French. But
French. Ho ho ho.
Yes,
it's basically
as long as you add the ha 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 at the end of it.
Yes.
That's what makes it French?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
You're correct.
Anyway, it's a French kickboxing style. And then Bojutsu? The art of using the bow set. He's got a stick. He likes to wax things with a stick. I have my stick right here. Liv made me a stick.
I got my stick.
I made her a stick.
I got my stick too.
I'm not gonna all shit over it, but I have a stick. It's right there.
Ooh, are you guys
I got my stick as well.
You gonna whip out your
wow.
sticks?
I feel like Riley's is a little thicker than mine. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, as it should
You
be.
know.
And we've been pineappled again.
By the disembodied hand of the absentee father of Magneto.
See, this tracks, actually, because the only time Magneto appears is to judge.
This is true.
There you go.
Oh my god. Okay.
Sorry, where were we?
Talking about bow staffs, and then, of course...
Then he had a whip
took his
I'm
arm.
out.
surprised the surprisingly accurate with his mouth didn't get more of a giggle.
I was waiting for that.
Or
trying.
a pineapple. I was waiting for that, and then...
Yeah.
I'm trying to behave.
Probably because I
Since
couldn't see
when?
Liv's face to laugh.
Yes. So Vonnie being off camera, because here's the thing. Okay, so for anybody listening and for anybody watching afterwards, Vonnie and I are able to make eye contact when we're doing the recording. Afterwards, it doesn't make as much sense. But she and I should not be sat together ever. We make the eye contact where the two coworkers who should not be
Separate
sat next
those
to each
two.
other.
Yeah.
We make the eye contact, and then everything escalates from there. So right now, with her being the absentee Magneto, we're avoiding that.
It's keeping her out of trouble, basically. Ish. There's still some trouble to be had. So he also excels in hand-to-hand combat. That savate counts as hand-to-hand. That's what that is. It's kickboxing and feet and hands. You're kicking. You're making.
Is it hand to hand if it's feet?
It's foot
Feet
to
and
head
hands.
some occasionally, but that counts as hand-to-hand combat.
So he's into foot stuff.
He's
It's French for footsie.
hand to foot, head to foot, foot to everything. It counts. It's physical. It's in-person fighting. But the big thing is Gambit has beaten Wolverine twice in hand-to-hand combat, both in the Bang You Dead from Uncanny X-Men 273 and a second time. I just like to rub that in the Wolverine people's faces like, my man beat your man. That's basically all I do with it. He's also charged a coat and then thrown a guy out a window before in Gambit number 3 from 1993. Is that defenestration? Is that the word for that?
Yes, which is one of my favorite words in the English
it's
language.
an excellent word, and I'm glad that we get a chance to use that in the proper context here.
We love a good window tossing.
We do. We absolutely do. In X-Men Legacy number 267, he fought Iron Man and Moon Knight and held his own against both of those. He's also fought Captain America in Avengers vs. X-Men number 2 and lost, but that was a wobbler, I think. Like, realistically, I'm going to go off on a tangent here.
Ooh.
Like, at one point, like, Gambit charges the shield and throws it back at Cap, and that should have just taken him out. Like, there's no way and then suddenly he's like, no, I'm fine, and goes back and, like, wins, and is like, no. That's,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you.
I feel
That's
like
a writer.
the writer being an asshole.
Writer don't like Gambit.
Yeah, that's
should've
just plot armor at that point.
Yeah, he also, like, charged his uniform and blew part of it. Like, he should not have walked away from... Captain America should not have walked away from that fight. Period. But,
Yeah,
whatever.
like he's not
that I'm bitter.
invulnerable.
Right.
That should have hurt at least a little bit. I don't buy that he was unscathed.
Yeah. And then, like, plus charging up the shield. I'm going to attempt to revive my brain cells here for a second. With the charging up of the shield and then, like, having it explode, like, even if the shield is absorbing all the energy that is kind of brought into it. It's then releasing it upon impact. Like, yeah, that's gonna make an impact on Cap, and he's not invulnerable, so that would definitely have had much more of an actual effect than it did on panel.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so writers, get your shit together. He's
Yeah.
clearly should have beat
Get it right.
Captain America. We are gonna.
I mean, like,
Actually, we're not, but,
we don't want him to win every single fight,
Yeah, we
because
do.
again,
Yeah, we do.
that's he should struggle a little bit, you know? Like,
Nah.
otherwise
Yeah.
it's boring.
But that one he definitely should have won. I could see other ones. I'm like, all right, whatever, that's fine. But I feel like he had that in the bag, and then the writer's like, just kidding, Captain America wins, and stop. He has also fought groups. So he's fought the Assassin's Guild extensively in the Gambit solo 1993, number 1 and number 2. He fought the Hand in Wolverine number 55 and number 56. A vampire horde in Storm and Gambit Curse of the Mutants number 1. And his own Thieves Guild multiple times, including most recently Mr. and Mrs. X, where they basically showed up and crashed his engagement/wedding party. And then later on kind of kidnapped him. Minor details. But he fought all of them, and he kicked basically everyone's ass with the help of his lovely wife. This I didn't actually know until I went back and reread this arc. The X-Men Annual number 2 from 1993, they're kind of fighting in the Danger Room, and it's like Quanon fighting Gambit, Rogue, Jubilee, like in a Danger Room exercise. And she makes a point to say that she starts with the best fighter and works her way down, and she started with Gambit. So Quanon being a fighter, that is what she does, and for her to be like, oh, Gambit is the most worthy of these opponents, I think that really said something. I know everybody thinks that Rogue's kind of the better fighter, but I think she's just a tank, she just...
Yeah, she's just a flying brick.
Yeah.
It's just brute force all the time, whereas Gambit, I think, has more fighting skills.
I think it comes back to the strategy.
It is. There's a brain in that little Cajun head of his.
That's
not just
strategy.
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 Words are hard, and I've only had half of a pumpkin spice latte today, so
Ma'am.
I'm trying.
Gross.
You're just going on vibes. We've discussed this.
There's just a hamster in here that's doing its best.
Yeah, I can hear
round.
the wheel's squeaking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But the hamster is cute. Is
it Hamtaro?
Yes. God, now I got the hamster dance stuck in my head.
I don't know what that is.
That's fine.
What?
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
We're gonna learn you later. How have you been on the internet this long and you have never heard of hamster dance?
I
Sir.
don't watch stuff like that. I don't watch stuff like that.
It's the same. So, hang on. Wait. Hang on. I can make a dumb connection to this stupid goddamn fox. It's the same song as Robin Hood. That the rooster dude is... Yep.
Oh,
Oh, okay. All right. I'll have to look because I have no idea.
Wait, did you not know that?
I did not make that connection until right now.
What?
It just blown my mind.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the lizard from the early
Ooh,
2000s, late 90s, okay?
lolly. It all comes back to Robin Hood.
It
That
does.
should have
That
been Robin
damn
Hood.
fox.
Wow.
Fucking fox every time. Anyway, that was a tangent and a half. Riley, we're making you watch Hamster Dance. If anybody else hasn't looked up Hamster Dance, look it up. Okay, it was a thing. It was cool. It's probably what should have tipped my parents off to several diagnoses in me when I was a kid. Did not. I digress. Back to fighting.
Yeah.
Gambit also beats Blade in Gambit 99 number 4. Daredevil in the same comic run, issue number 11. A lot of this is going to be in Gambit 99 because there was an arc called the Assassin's Game where basically everyone was trying to kill him, and he was
It's a lot of people.
managing to escape most of the time.
Most of the time. Except that one time that he didn't.
Minor details.
But he got better.
He got better. He beats Batroc the Leaper, Zoran the Weapon Master in issue 1618.
I think it's Batroc.
Batroc? It's French. I can't... We've discussed this. And then Bullseye in the same solo, which again, that was an early formative memory for young Ducky. And I don't know. I had a thing for Bullseye and a thing for Gambit, and watching them fight did something to me internally. I almost made the live noise that she made earlier. I'm just saying.
Damn it. I don't need that to be part of my brand.
Let's just loop that sound.
No,
just loop that
let's
sound.
not
Insert it right here.
Just randomly on playback. I think the only one he technically didn't beat in that arc, during the Assassin's game at least, was Deadpool, and that's because he just bribed his ass and Deadpool just took the money.
Yeah, he was like, here's a check.
And then
I think that counts as beating because it's strategy.
Yeah, Deadpool ripped up the check because he thought it was fake, and then he realized, oh, it's real, and he tried to like put it back together.
Yeah,
so
because Gambit is also loaded. That's one of his other powers that we're not really going to go into here. But that man's got a lot of money.
He's rich.
He's very,
yeah, it's
very
another
rich.
superpower. You're right.
Oh, because he's always stealing shit.
Contrary to my husband's opinion that lives in an alley somewhere, he's
Wow.
not.
He's got a whole ass
He's got a
nice
penthouse.
house. And I forgot about the penthouse, but yes, he's got the penthouse. He's got that nice house set aside. And is it in New Orleans or is it just kind of like outside
in
of it?
New Orleans proper? And
Yeah.
See, I can't figure out why they haven't gone back to that house.
Mm-hmm.
And are at Haven House instead. Like if he has his own house.
Well,
maybe
we
he's
gotta
keeping
have
it
Haven House to move the plot along. It's got the Hellmouth underneath it, so
Yes.
Minor
Right.
details.
yeah.
You're right. So
Basically, through that whole arc, he fights a bunch of people, almost gets killed by Deadpool, bribes Deadpool with a check to leave him alone, and kicks everybody else's ass, for the lack of better terms. He does really good in fighting hand-to-hand and outsmarting people in that particular run. Most recently, he got in a fight in the Gambit 2022 solo that Claremont did with Warhawk and beat him. And then there's another moment that it's referenced a lot. I've seen it kind of like floating around like social media rumor mill. Is like Nick Fury mentioned that Gambit is one of the best hand-to-hand fighters ever. But that is not a quote from the comics. That actually comes from a game. He did say it. But it's in a Marvel game called Ultimate Alliance 2. He mentions casually that Gambit is one of the best hand-to-hand fighters out there. And a lot of people will take that and you run with it for like clickbait stuff. But technically speaking, that's not something that Nick Fury has ever said like in canon in comics. So just know that if you see that, people are just taking that out of context. It's probably accurate. It seems like something
he would say.
Seems like something he would say. However,
according to Quanon.
you know what? I feel like Quanon gets more cred than Nick Fury does in fighting people.
Yeah,
She actually
yeah.
fights
Yeah.
people.
That's true.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, hey, let's not discount analysis.
Sorry, Miss Scientist, I didn't mean to piss you off.
do I need to do the jingle?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do appreciate though in most of his fights he's like deeply unserious and often like either bragging or flourishing or just being for the drama, which really makes like it shows you that if he were actually serious and like he would probably be killing a lot more people than he is.
Yes.
He's a very, very dangerous fighter. Actually, on the X-Men 92 trading card set that Jim Lee did, he called him one of the most dangerous men alive because of his fighting skills. Like, he's very, very dangerous, but he also would rather, like we've discussed before, like, talk it out versus fighting. And then when he does fight, he, half the time, is just kind of phoning it in, if that makes... Like, he's just not... He's fighting, but it's not like I'm fighting for my life. Oh my god! It's like, yeah, I'm kicking your ass, but I'm also like smoking a cigarette and thinking about other like what I'm making for dinner later. Like it's never a like I'm here fighting for everything. It's just, I mean, there is a couple of fights where it's been like that, but for the most part, like he seems to be fairly nonchalant. I guess is the better word.
Yeah, I
for
think
that.
nonchalant is a good word for that. And I think also he kind of prioritizes incapacitating rather than killing. So if it's a like, you know, absolutely him versus somebody else, then I think that he has the skill and would definitely go to those lengths. But I think for the most part, he doesn't feel like he needs to.
And he doesn't for the most part because he's a more skilled fighter than most of the people that he's fighting with. He's a good fighter. That's the gist you need to get out of this. Like he could
fights
probably
good.
he could kick everyone's ass for the most part, except his wife. Even then, I think he would probably he outmaneuvers her a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because in the Rogue and Gambit series, where he's doing the very stylized little cartwheel to get away from her.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, honey, don't hurt me. It's fine.
He's like trying to talk her down while he's like doing some very acrobatic gymnastic moves.
Flashy.
It's all dodging. That's what. Oh, sorry.
All
Flourish.
dodging, yes.
Flourish.
Yes.
Flourish.
So he's a bit of a showman.
Absolutely, we do love a showman. I think that's part of the reason that kind of like he hooked me when I was a kid. Is like watching him fight. It's just because he's so unserious. And there's another thing that I've noticed that we haven't referenced in the podcast yet, but I know that we have referenced a lot on our Discord server. Now, I'm going to draw attention
You
to
gonna
this.
say
You guys will all
are
see
you
it.
flashing it? Are you flashing it?
We're going to do it. So, almost every serious arc where Gambit is fighting someone, there is like a POV of his taint, basically. Like, he is like flashing his junk at the reader, basically. All of the time.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that. The pineapple is
There
very
it comes.
slowly
I'm
There it comes.
appearing.
Right there.
I'm treading carefully.
Are
But
you?
for some... Yes.
Are
I feel
you?
like I could be much worse. I'm just saying, once you notice it, like, you'll be reading and you're like, he's doing it again. And, like, now that I have pointed out, there's so many of you that are reading an arc and will just DM me pictures.
Please
or just
don't.
post it.
Like,
Or just
please
post
don't
it.
do
Or
that.
they'll post it in the Discord. Like,
Yeah.
look, there's another one. Like, he's just like, ta-da! And just... I don't know. So maybe that's the only way that artists can figure out how to draw him being acrobatic. I don't know.
Yeah,
that
right?
particular view lends to the conversation. However,
Just
it
flip
happens.
it
What,
around.
that's the starting
Just
point
flip
of
it
the
around.
drawing.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. Some people draw
It's
the
the
eyes,
focus.
others draw the taint. It's okay. It's alright. Whatever you feel, right?
So, I'm bracing for the hate mail I'm going to get from people that are listening to this and have not noticed
Nah.
that. And now they're going to be like, I can't unsee that. You're welcome.
Gambit spotting, bringing you only the quality analysis.
Yeah.
Post coming
the only,
soon.
Only what's
Taint
important.
Taint
Wow.
spotting.
I did maybe point it out to a couple of different people that are attached to the character now, and they were like, damn it, why'd you show me that? I can't unsee that. I'm not going to name drop who they are. But, yeah, it's safe to say that I've ruined it for several people now. Not sorry. It does show off his athleticism, I guess. He can do the splits. There is that one issue where he's, like, doing the split sideways, and it looks like his pelvis is broken. I think that's Gross's
Oh,
artwork.
yeah!
So
Yeah,
it's gotta be with
his back is twisted at a very unnatural angle.
He's, like, splooting. Like, humans don't sploot. Like, that's...
So, okay,
He does, apparently.
So an interesting thing on that, so that is that's actually, it's broken back syndrome, I think is the technical term for it, and it's usually, it's a thing, I'm serious, it's usually applied to females when women are being drawn in comics. They are usually twimsed around to be able to show the assets in, like, the best possible way that is not physically actually possible for a real human to do. So it's kind of funny to see that actually, that happened with Gambit, yeah.
I do appreciate that they have now used Gambit several times to basically use him the same way that male artists use women. It's like, we're going to objectify. We're going to put him in his underwear in Savage Land. We're going to break his pelvis so everyone can look at his butt cheeks. Like, it's fine. I'm okay with it. I feel like he needs to see a chiropractor, perhaps a surgeon, after that particular split. I will put it in the Instagram stories, because if you have not seen that panel, like, it hurts my hips just to look at it. Like, it's clearly, like, he's like it shouldn't be like a butterfly flying. Like, your ass should not look like that with your hips. It's just not physically possible.
Something is dislocated.
Yes, something is not where it needs to be. Muscles? Who needs muscles? They're clearly not doing anything, holding anything in place. It's fine. Except
It's
for
like
the butt muscles.
organs. You don't need organs either for most women drawn in comics.
You could bounce a dime off it. I'll just say, though, the rest of it looks very nice. It's just
Wow. Okay.
the hip leg ratio is a little concerning. Like, something is off. Master Stick Fighter. Do we need a moment? Everyone get a giggle out?
No, because Vonnie's not making eye contact with me.
Nope, she is how we're raising the pineapple. So Gambit has some really good stick fighting skills, and he is dangerously skilled with the use of his bow staff. He has blocked bullets with it, shot by Forge, and redirected them back at Forge in X-Men from 91, number 3. Storm also frequently spars with him with the sticks, and she says that he's, quote, never lost in a battle between the two of them. So that the last time that was referenced was Extreme X-Men number 35. We'll ignore the rest of the things that happened in that particular comic, which we'll talk about later with him and Storm's relationship and how fucking weird it is.
No.
Yeah,
no.
But they do,
I forgot about that.
They do fight and spar with each other quite frequently, and she has made a point to say that he's kind of the better of the two of them in hand-to-hand combat. He's also fought Bishop with his bow staff in Extreme X-Men 42. There's a lot of like really good uses of that in canon. Pretty much in most of the issues where he's involved in some kind of fight, he either has the stick with him or is using it in a fighting context. Like he's pretty much always armed with it. And we see it too in the media, like in X-Men 97, he charges the bow staff. He actually has a really good in episode 5, prior to the depressing part, where he like decapitates a sentinel and then like rides in on it with the bow staff and then just like lands like.
Yeah, that looks so cool.
That is the coolest moment in animation I think that Gambit will ever have. It's just that like how just dramatically he just like surfs in on a sentinel head and he's like, I am here to save the day, bitches, and it's just it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I wish we got more of that before they probably, you know.
And a little casual bonsoir.
Yeah. See, he can actually speak French too, so it sounds a lot better than my half-assed attempt to pronounce words.
Bonsoir.
Yeah, bonsoir. I tried. It's gonna come out Spanish because that's the only thing that I have to reference it. You're just gonna get.
It's better than nothing,
like,
I guess.
Yeah.
Why does that French sound? All I have for you. I'm sorry. Speaking of languages, the other thing that Gambit has is he's multilingual, like the segue there. Segue.
That's perfect.
Good.
He is
I didn't even
fluent
plan that.
in both English and Cajun French, though the English is sometimes debatable depending on the writer, as is the Cajun French.
Yeah, as is the French.
Yeah, he also has a, what they call a fluent or native proficiency in the official handbook of the Marvel Universe in both languages. So they actually use that, like, and they say that he is, like, fluent in both. The Louisiana French is the other, or Cajun French, Louisiana French, depending on who is describing it. Is there which way, Riley, since you're the Cajun, is it supposed to be Cajun French or Louisiana French? Or does it matter?
I've always said Cajun French.
Cajun French, okay.
But, you know, I think it really depends on who's talking about it. Because I've heard, like, people from other states say, oh, Louisiana French. I think it just depends on where you are. Yeah, maybe.
So he has the fluent native proficiency in both the Cajun French and English, and then he also speaks some French, depending on the writer. Like, he can get by in Paris. He's had some actually good banter with Phantom X every time they fought. I really like watching those two fight for whatever reason. Maybe it's just because I don't like Phantom X and I just like watching Gambit just beat the ever-living shit out of him. That makes me happy most of the time. I just find him very annoying as a character. He's like Scott Summers Jr. to me with my level of annoyance. Like, that's how annoyed that character makes me. So with the French and the Cajun French, like, depending on the writer, it can be really rough. Some lean more towards, like, the French. They are getting closer and more accurate in the recent era with the help of Cajun writers like Gavin Guidry, who's actually coming in and, like, saying, like, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how he's... So they're obviously can't undo 30 years of comic canon with trying to correct the accent. But he's trying his best to basically switch everything but the Cherie, because I don't think they're ever going to drop that. Riley, can you pronounce that correctly for us so everyone knows how it's supposed to be?
Well, like how you would say it?
Yes.
Just Shaw.
Yeah, see? That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how I
That's
would
how
say
it's
it.
supposed to be pronounced, apparently, and they have just had it incorrect his entire history and are probably not going to bother.
I'm Gambit Share.
Also, in Ultimate X-Men, the Gambit version in that actually spoke what they call Yat. This is something I learned from Gavin Guidry and from other people. That is a New Orleans-specific dialect that they use. So it's like a subsection of Cajun French specifically called Yat. So that's why the Ultimate X-Men, he talks very, like... I know a lot of people don't like him because of his curly hair and he looks kind of weird and he's just kind of characterization's a little weird, but he has a very similar but different dialect from canon 616 Gambit. And I was always like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that it was its own specific dialect, so the more you know. I've only been to New Orleans one whole time, and it was to the bar area, and I don't think I ran into a single person that had an accent there that wasn't just tourists, so...
Interesting.
Should have ventured,
I'd like to tell people
outside.
that, from what I remember, it's like, the only way I can explain it is Jersey, but with the southern flair. If that makes any sense.
Well,
That's
I'm
the
there
only way I
now,
can
so I
explain
will try to pay attention to that.
It's interesting. Like actual natives. Very interesting. Of course, this was, 22 years ago, so I don't know. It's been a while for me, so yeah.
We'll have to road trip. Everybody go meet in New Orleans, and we'll wander around. Road trip.
I mean, twist my arm.
I mean, you're the closest out of everybody, I think.
Oh my god, I am. Suckers.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Other languages, he is known to speak some Japanese, though he's not very fluent. In Gambit Volume 399, he spoke with Zoe Ishihara and her brother, who are both in the Tokyo Thieves Guild, and they told him his Japanese was, quote, terrible, and he said, you should hear my English. And that is hilarious. And I went down the rabbit hole trying to figure out where this, because I was like, I remember him speaking Japanese.
Yep.
And for literally days I was looking for it, and then I mentioned it to Riley, and Riley's like, oh, that's this. And like he knew exactly where it was, and it was because of that quote.
You should hear my English, and they're like, I am.
Like, they're both
Good
rough,
times.
sir.
Yeah.
But everybody's just like, oh, Wolverine speaks Japanese. Well, technically Gambit does too. It's just not, I would say, not as good as Wolverine. So that kind of finishes up today as we've gone over. Gambit's a really good fighter. He's a really good flirter. He's very smart, often smarter than the comics give him credit for, both in strategy and in languages he speaks and things that he learned. It is emphasized, actually, in his Marvel bio that he was never, like, classically, like, educated. He was raised in the Thieves Guild, never had, like, a formal education, but that does not make him dumb. A lot of other skill sets and things that he has learned through his time in the Thieves Guild and through his time with the X-Men, like, that man can retain information, he can use it. You don't have to be book smart to be smart, and he is both intelligent and street smart, as Liv mentioned earlier. He knows how, like, the Panama Canal, like, lock system works. Do you think other characters just dropping that as, like, random lore? No. So if your initial introduction to Gambit, if you were concerned that, oh, he's from the South and they make him kind of dumb, like, he's not dumb. Like, please give it time, read the arcs where the writers actually care about him. If you're new to comics, I again highly recommend the new Uncanny X-Men that has just come out the last year. Gail writes him very smart and very consistently characterized, and she highlights a lot of the good in him that other writers have forgotten. So don't get depressed. I know some of us reading through his character history to refresh stuff, you're just like, damn.
There were some dark times, okay?
There's some dark times. Mostly early 2000s.
The early
time
2000s
period
were kind of the main issue.
After like the turn of the millennia, essentially, and they were trying to.
Some of the 90s as well were like they couldn't quite figure out if he was like, oh, like he's just a serial womanizer sort of a vibe, and it's like, is he though, or is that kind of
a little bit of a hoe? But it's.
I mean, yeah, but like I think that the my take on it was like that was until he met Rogue, and. Then it's like he kind of kept up that attitude, but it wasn't like actually acted upon after that point.
You know, and I would like to say too, everybody seems to treat him as like the serial womanizer and like he's just like running through women. We only actually see him like really interact like in a sexual manner with other women other than Rogue very, very few times.
Yeah, it's like a handful of times. I want to say
it's maybe like 2 or 3. Compared to like Wolverine.
Yeah.
I think even Scott Summers with his, like...
I was
like,
going to say
Scott.
Scott.
Emma and Rose.
Basically.
Like, realistically, like, Gambit is not out hoeing around like everybody... Like, yes, he flirts. I will 100%. Like, that is, again, we've discussed one of his, like, major skills that he uses. But the acting upon the flirting is not something that he generally does. Like, it's all showmanship again. Like, it's not serious. So there's a lot of mischaracterization where they're like, oh, he's just like sleeping around and doing this and he cheats on Rogue and just no. He just
because he also doesn't ever actually cheat on Rogue. I think that there's been a couple points where he has been involved with like other women, but it's always been during an established like they're on a break sort of situation. Not that it's starting like, oh, they're on a break. It's an actual break. They're not doing a friends thing. But it's like their relationship was very complicated for a very long time before they got married. And so anytime that it was kind of implied or directly referenced that he was with somebody else, it was always like very clearly established that Rogue was not currently in the picture.
Whereas Wolverine and Scott are both like, just saying. Of the hoary men in X-Men, Gambit is actually probably one of the least offensive of the entire grouping.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, and with that, this week we have a special
That's
Halloween
the note you
edition.
Yeah.
He
could
Speaking
be
of horrors,
more of a hoe.
he could be more of a hoe, but he's not. We're going to move along to Smasher Pass, and this week we have a special Halloween edition from Marvel Zombies issue number 3 that came out February 8th of 2006. Riley, would you like to bring up this week's Smasher Pass?
Smasher Pass. Zombie Gambit.
I forgot my sign.
Everybody passing. Everybody passing. Well, why? I gotta know. Meg, start with you this week.
I have like a visceral aversion to zombies in any form. I have the zombie like Funko Pops and they're hidden on my shelf because I had to buy them because they were part of the collection, but I do not like zombies, so they're up there. They're just not where I can see.
Interesting.
I don't like
Okay.
It's not a fan.
Okay. All right, Vonnie.
You've got to have like lips as a minimum, surely. I mean, just teeth coming at you is just,
Oh,
you know.
Vonnie has standards.
That's not a good time. So
You
yeah.
gotta have a face, you know?
You know, gotta have just most of the face would be nice. Yeah.
Oh no. All right, Liv.
I would be concerned about things falling off.
And with that, we'll move on.
You know, that's a valid
Oh
concern.
my goodness.
It's
You're
decomposing
not
body.
concerned.
First
You're
of
not
all,
concerned about being turned into the zombie. You're concerned about things falling off.
well, I'm concerned about
was.
things you can probably catch in a dead body, but
Look, you asked
Okay.
me the question, I answered the question.
It's fair.
all right. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your
Halloween
honesty.
levels of Unhinged today.
Yes.
I'm tired.
Excuses.
Alright, we're almost done, Liv. We're almost done. For
You can do
Charge
it!
to Card this week, we have upcoming near the end of October, so it should be out soon, or if it's not already, the X-Men 97 Limited Edition Top Trumps cards. There is supposed to be a Gambit one in there, so keep an eye out for those. Those are coming out this month. For comic spotting, we're going to do comics coming out the 1st of November through the 15th of November, so number 2 of Rogue Storm is supposed to be coming out, which Gambit may or may not be in. I'm not sure just yet what his storyline is going to be in that. Unbreakable X-Men number 2 is also coming out, and he should be one of the primary cast members in that. And Ultimate Wolverine number 11 is also coming out on November 12th. He has been a background character in that, might continue to be. Ultimate Wolverine so far has not killed him, unlike other characters in that particular run. So far, so good. For actor spotting, coming up, we have one on November 7th. It's going to be Alessandro Giuliani, who is the voice of Gambit from X-Men Evolution. He's going to be at the Twin Cities Con in Minneapolis, Minnesota, November 7th through the 9th. So that finishes our special Halloween episode. Thank you guys all for listening to us banter and bullshit through this, and we hope, if nothing else, we were entertaining. And we will see you in 2 weeks from now when we start going into the LeBeau family tree. So we're going to get into some complicated familial relationships starting on our next episode. So we'll see you guys then. Thanks for having us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.